I'm called Jumbo, a graduate from the Department of Public Law and Public Administration. Specifically, my program is Public Administration, where I enrolled in 2022 and 2025, which is this year. I obtained a Bachelor of Science in Public Administration. So I joined FUHOSEA in 2021-2022, where I was in Upseat, where I just traveled from Adamawa to Boya, where I had obtained ordinary level GBHS Banyo. So it wasn't easy. That's why I had to relocate from the north back to the southwest region, where by the grace of God I happened to find FUHOSEA, because from the first 2-3 months in school there at BGS Moliko, it was not really easy getting papers. From time to time I had to reuse my papers I used in lower seat. I turned the side to use because it was not really easy getting paper, given the expensive nature of papers in the various stores. So FUHOSEA came in and the story drastically changed, as from time to time they came in with support, with papers. They supported financially for research, and even they gave advice on how to go about with education so that you become very, very successful. So it was really godsend. FUHOSEA is a godsend organization, as they are very, very transparent. From the few years I've worked with them, I've seen a lot of transparency, unlike other organizations. So today I'm a proud holder of a bachelor's degree in public administration, and they have also been supporting me in my professional program in local administration, that is decentralization, at the National School of Local Administration, NASLA. That has just been created by the government of Cameroon to ensure decentralization, and that development should come to all its indigenes at local levels. So I'm very grateful, and I know that this gesture will continue to create impact, as many funders will see this and say it's really a wonderful testimony that their gestures of support is doing, because it is thanks to their support that I've been able to recognize FUHOSEA as a legitimate organization and put in their funds, and the funds have not gone on thin air, but it has gone to appropriate locations where we can see products today. At least I can speak good English. It is thanks to FUHOSEA. If not so, my mom alone could not support with all the expenditure, given the fact that to run through a person with visual impairment through education is very, very expensive, and these students need a lot of support from outsiders, because if it is being left to their families alone, I'm not sure they'll be able to make it. But because of the help that well-wishers like the funders of FUHOSEA, they usually grant, we see that at least we can go through this education successfully. And I continue to pray that this gesture will continue and even improve and increase the from this education I've acquired from FUHOSEA. With the support, I'm able to impact my society in local development, especially bringing those vulnerable persons to a limelight, knowing that these persons will see me as an example and be able to follow that education is not only for the sighted, but the blind also can have education.
I am Sama Fresnel Bayuga, graduate of the Department of Political Science and Comparative Politics of the University of Boya 2025. Prior to my meeting in FUHOSEA, I was schooling at the bilingual grammar school, Moliko Boya. It has not been easy getting didactic materials, of course, for studies. You get a volume of paper, for example, costs between 3,000 to 3,500 francs, not to talk of white pens or stylus and writing frames. But my meeting with FUHOSEA in 2019 facilitated the whole process, beginning with the first registration of ordinary level in 2021, where I enrolled and I had the ordinary level sponsored by FUHOSEA, which I succeeded, and then I proceeded with advanced level in 2022, with the same objective, studied A2, 5 subjects in total, and I had them all sponsored by FUHOSEA. This is to show, is a clear example to indicate that FUHOSEA is one of those very strong organizations that supports education so much. It did not only end at that level. FUHOSEA continued when I got into the university in 2022. They have been supporting not just with research allowance, but also with papers, didactic materials like papers, white paints, styluses, for me to continue going to higher heights. And the result was, of course, obtained in 2025, where I was graduating as the first student of the Department of Political Science and Comparative, first graduating student, thanks to the great support given by FUHOSEA. It is with this particular note that, of course, the knowledge obtained and the skills acquired, supported by FUHOSEA. You know, when a child is born, when a child is inside a mother's stomach, it is the mother's child. But when that child finally born, it is no longer the mother's child, the child of the republic, the people. I think that the skills acquired will go a long way, not just for my own self, but for the community in which I will be called to serve. Notably, at the level of the National School of Local Administration, where FUHOSEA is still supporting, I'm undergoing a particular study program in administration and management of social policies, after which I'll be called upon to serve the community, and it is going to benefit the whole community, not just me who have obtained the training. I think that FUHOSEA have been a very great organization, and I want to thank FUHOSEA so much. Thank you might not be enough, but I believe how much I do. I would like to say that I encourage all other persons to follow the same life, not to be discouraged, because self-determination is a key to success. Thank you for your kind attention.
Hello, my name is Njikam Princely, graduate from the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, University of FUHOSEA, class of 2025. I met FUHOSEA in 2019. At the time, I should have been in Form 2 or Form 3. By the time FUHOSEA came into my life, school was becoming really challenging. First of all, education for persons with visual impairment is extremely expensive in Cameroon, largely because inclusive education is not at its best. Specialized didactic material are scarce and expensive. And so, by 2019, my loan sponsor, who happened to be the person sponsoring every other person in the family, was getting wary of buying at least 3 reams of paper for me every 2 weeks. That should amount to roughly 15,000 just for grade papers every month. Not to talk about the other things such as writing frames or the white cane that constantly gets bad. And so when FUHOSEA came in, it was a huge relief. They came in and took up the burden of providing grade papers. They also took up the burden of paying my registration for public exams. I was registered for the GC ordinary level by FUHOSEA, went in for 9 papers and had 8 of those 9 proudly sponsored by FUHOSEA. And in 2022, FUHOSEA encouraged me to not waste time, and so I went ahead to write the advanced level, which was also a massive success. After getting my advanced level, I told FUHOSEA that I was going to study journalism in the University of FUHOSEA, and that I did not know how I was going to go about it, financially speaking. And the assurance from them was that I should just go ahead with the sole guarantee that I would bring home success. And so from 2022 to 2025, FUHOSEA has been there. There will be times that I come to FUHOSEA and request for research allowance, and FUHOSEA has to run around and provide that. So the main thing is that I was able to graduate the way FUHOSEA wanted me to graduate, with the first class in journalism and mass communication, graduated top of my class. And so you can call me a journalist now and you would not be wrong. Now, I intend to use the knowledge that FUHOSEA has allowed me to acquire through its support to impact the community. I'm currently doing some of that work with FUHOSEA already. I am serving as their communications person. So that tells you that the impact is coming back home. They say charity begins at home. So I felt if I didn't start using my skills here, then I'll be acting unjust towards the organization that has been very crucial in my formative days. Again, I'm also involved in community advocacy because I believe that there are so many other persons out there that do not know that they can go to school. As a visually impaired person, I was told that I could not go to school for a long time, and there are many persons who are deceived out there. So one of the things that I'm working with FUHOSEA to do is to identify some of these persons, share my story with them, and let them know that if I could end up first class, they too can end up first class. I think that's really going to shift the way the community looks at persons with disability and help FUHOSEA accomplish its goal of promoting inclusive education and the socioeconomic empowerment of persons with disabilities in the community. My last words will be that the community should remain supportive to persons with disabilities, and that funders should keep finding ways to up funding. We know that there are funding difficulties at the moment, both at national and international levels, but we cannot afford to leave persons with disabilities behind. Thank you.
Hello everybody, my name is Nanda Asefo. I am Programs Manager at FUHOSEA. I joined FUHOSEA in 2019, and it's been a long ride, I would say. Today we celebrate 3 laureates. Erroneously, we've had other students who FUHOSEA has supported who are already at master's level, who have graduated through the system of FUHOSEA support, and we didn't celebrate them like this. Maybe there's a reason why these 3 guys were celebrated, especially this time, especially because of the excellent performances that continue to give us hope and justify what we do as an organization focusing on children living with various forms of disabilities. In the years from 2019 that I joined to now, we had support from a number of organizations. Like one of them said earlier, it takes a village to raise a child. Every little bit of support that comes in counts. And it is from results like this that makes us know that we are in the right place. In 2025, through the support of African Action, we were able to elaborate a strategic plan for the next 3 years, which hopefully we are thinking we should start implementing the January 2026, but that should also depend on if we are able to raise the required resources to start implementing the strategic plan. And the idea here is to test the implementation in the first year. However, in that time, we're thinking at raising the required resources to implement the various strategies that were identified. These strategies have been put in place to, provide solutions to some of the problems that we find first as an organization, and then secondly, in our bid to support these children, we need increasing amounts of support. Our most popular program has been the education support package, and I would tell you that each time we do a distribution for these children, the next day our phones are ringing, our doors are being knocked by new people who need support. So far we've supported close to 150 visually impaired children, and when we're saying we're supporting that number, we're having a lot more lined up asking and needing our support, and we are thinking, we keep looking at possibilities of including and increasing our numbers. And we never stop knocking at the doors of the people who've been supporting us, and we're still looking at new support systems too. to come in, and with the little injection of Kingsley's strategies in communication, we think that we're going to reach that gap. Gradually, we're going to get there. As for our strategies, we're looking at possibilities to provide living solutions for children with disabilities. We're looking at establishing a vocational training hub, because increasingly these children have indicated to us that they would like to learn skills apart from being in school, which was our original idea when we had the center in Ekona. They've increasingly indicated that they need to learn different skills, and most prominently recently they're talking focus on IT, because we look at all the new developments that are coming in the sector of IT. It will help a lot of these children. So we're looking at establishing a vocational training hub that will look at so many skills going on at the same time. And we're looking at setting up an agribusiness that will help raise funding for the other activities. We will keep pushing, we'll keep talking to people. And I would like to appreciate these young people who are not disappointed in the people.
I'm called Galus Bar, the team leader for Foundation for United Handicapped Orphans and Street Children, called FUHOSEA. FUHOSEA is a civil society organization that works for the education for persons living with disability and the vulnerable in Cameroon. FUHOSEA started far back as in 2004, got a first registration in 2006 as an association working for persons with disability. But in 2014, FUHOSEA succeeded in getting funding from the African Action Deutschland, and from BMZ, the German organization that supported FUHOSEA in constructing a disability empowerment center in Ekona, where FUHOSEA head office was currently based, with the support of a 1 hectare piece of land donated by the Ekona Traditional Council as part of their own contribution to the work that FUHOSEA has been doing to the community. And we actually, in 2016, the structure was authorized as a private social welfare institution. Due to the current crisis that we are facing in Cameroon, FUHOSEA could no longer use the space in Ekona because of security reasons. So we have to move to the Rehabilitation Institute for the Blind, which became our temporary site in 2018. Now in 2019, FUHOSEA relaunched her activities in Boya, which is the headquarters of Boya, where we have some relative peace. So we started working with these children today that you hear them graduating from various departments in various universities in Cameroon, because this year we had 6 graduates in various universities in Cameroon. In the University of Boya, where we are currently doing this video, we had 3 graduates. In the University of Bamenda, we had 2, and in the University of Douala, we had 1. So like you hear the children, they were talking about themselves. That's what FUHOSEA have been doing for them. FUHOSEA has 2 main activities that we carry out: inclusive education and skills development for the vulnerable and IDP children in Cameroon. For the work that we do, we thought that it was our own way to see how we can bridge the aspect of disability inclusion, so that people too have value for persons living with various nature of impairment within our society. So I'm happy when these children themselves can now speak freely to the public, be meaningful contributors to the nation Cameroon and in the world at large. It gives me that hope, it gives us that happiness that we are also making a meaningful contribution to the nation building, which we are all called about to build. So we are happy for the children. I also want to say a big thanks to all our funders, beginning with the BMZ, which were our main funders in 2014 right up to 2016, when we were developing the center in Ekona. African Action, they were our partners. So I want to say a big thank you, because if not of DKBW that gave us some specific funding to support children with visual impairment, I wouldn't have known where these children would have been today. But as you hear them speak, it's thanks to GKBW for their massive support. Those are our international partners. And for our local partners, we have people like Energizing Ladies of a New. We have also Freelance Cameroon. At one time, we also got funding from Gatsby Cameroon. And not forgetting Friends of FUHOSEA. The people who call them Friends of FUHOSEA are individuals who saw the things we do and thought they could also make a contribution to the welfare of these children. So we are also thankful to all this category of persons. But as I speak to you now, FUHOSEA still have a lot of difficulties. If you look at these children that they are talking to us today, they still have the zeal, the passion to pursue education. And one of the things we are thinking is that they should get as higher as they could get, so that we will demystify the aspect of impairment, of children with impairment, that they cannot have meaningful education. They can be meaningful contributors. So we think that if these children have meaningful education right up to PhD, they will also be valuable person within our community and within the world. So FUHOSEA currently is looking to see how we can develop a low-cost housing for these children, because studying at the University of Boya is not an easy task. And in various universities, we have students in the University of Boya, Bamenda and Douala, like I earlier mentioned, but housing is a problem for them. So we are just pleading. Within the course of this year, we have developed a strategic plan which was supported by the African Action Bushland. So in that plan, we have actually come up with our focus, our roadmap for 2026 to 2030. So if this action plan can be supported, we are going to make a greater impact within the community and the world at large. So my wish for our funders is that we thank you people so much. We plead that if you can top up our support, it's going along. It will go a long way to help many more children who are still far off in their villages. So leaving their villages, coming to the main town where security is a relatively concern, it gives us a lot of reason to be seeking for funding as much as we could do. I equally give a big appreciation to my collaborators. These collaborators who are working with us or with me in terms of these children, these are people who sacrifice their own little resources for the welfare of these children. So I'm pleading, they cannot keep doing this all the time without them be able to take care of their own family. What we usually say in working for persons with disabilities is that caregivers too need to be taken care of, so that their impact, their input will be higher. So I plead with everyone who is listening to us to have concern in what we do, and we shall not disappoint you. Thank you very much.